I never thought a birthday party could change the way I saw my boyfriend. But what he did for my little brother completely melted my heart. My 6-year-old brother, Jamie, had just started at a new school. He didn't know anyone, so making friends had been really difficult for him. When his birthday came around, my mom helped him make invitations for his entire class. Jamie was nervous handing them out, but he was also incredibly excited. He spent the whole week talking about his birthday party. My mom decorated the house, prepared food, planned games, and even rented a huge bouncy house. When Jamie came home and saw everything, he practically bounced with excitement. He thought all his classmates were finally going to come over, have fun, and become his new friends. I was happy for him, but honestly, I didn't want to spend the afternoon surrounded by screaming 6-year-olds. So before the party started, I went upstairs, put on my headphones, and stayed in my room. I was scrolling through my phone when something suddenly felt strange. It was way too quiet. I took off my headphones. Nothing. No kids screaming. No running. No laughter. I opened my door and listened again. Still nothing. I walked downstairs expecting to find the house packed with children. Instead, there wasn't a single kid there. Then I heard my mom making phone calls. She sounded confused. She was asking parents why their children hadn't come. Some said their kids were suddenly sick. Others had different excuses, but none of them had actually shown up. Then I turned the corner, and my heart sank. Jamie was sitting completely alone on the couch. He was still wearing his little birthday crown. There were balloons everywhere. The bouncy house was sitting empty outside. The cotton candy machine was ready. Everything was prepared for a huge party. Except nobody came. Jamie was quietly crying by himself. I felt tears forming in my own eyes, but I didn't want him to see me crying too. So I went back upstairs and called my boyfriend. The moment he heard my voice, he knew something was wrong. He asked what happened. I told him. Jamie spent the entire week planning his birthday party, and nobody came. Not one kid. He's devastated, and I don't know what to do. There was a short silence. Then my boyfriend simply said, "Okay, I'm coming over." And he hung up. I thought he'd come over to comfort me. Maybe he'd bring me a drink or something to make me feel better. I had no idea he was already planning something. About 20 minutes later, the doorbell rang. My mom opened the door, and standing there was my boyfriend, with 5 of his college basketball friends. All 6 of them were huge guys, and every single one was carrying a little gift bag. My boyfriend looked inside and shouted, "Where's the birthday boy?" Jamie slowly appeared. His eyes were still red and swollen from crying. My boyfriend immediately got down on his knees, so they were at the same level. He smiled and said, "Hey buddy, sorry we're late to your party." Then he added, "You're Jamie, right? Your sister told us you're the coolest 6-year-old in town." Jamie looked confused, but then one of the guys looked outside and shouted, "Wait, is that a bouncy house?" The others immediately got excited. "No way! This is awesome!" And suddenly, the entire mood changed. 6 college basketball players took off their shoes and climbed into a bouncy house designed for little kids. They were so tall that their heads almost touched the roof. And Jamie couldn't stop laughing. His smile slowly came back. They played every game my mom had prepared. They ran around with him. They hyped him up. When Jamie went to hit the piñata, they cheered like he was playing in a championship game. And when he finally broke it open, they started chanting, "Jamie, Jamie, Jamie." Then they lifted him into the air. I watched my little brother go from completely heartbroken to having the best birthday of his life. Then my boyfriend pulled out a wrapped present. Somehow, he had figured out exactly which Lego set Jamie wanted. The second Jamie opened it, his entire face lit up. Then everyone gathered around and sang happy birthday. And that's when Jamie started crying again. But these weren't sad tears. They were happy tears. He hugged my boyfriend and me, then blew out his candles with the biggest smile. By the end of the night, he had completely forgotten about the kids who didn't come. He had spent the evening surrounded by people who genuinely wanted to celebrate him. Later, when I tucked him into bed, he looked at me and asked, "They said I can hang out with them anytime. Do you think they really meant it?" I smiled and told him, "Yeah, buddy, they meant it." He fell asleep almost immediately, and I stood there thinking about my boyfriend. He didn't have to do any of this. He could have simply told me everything would be okay. Instead, he heard that a little kid was sitting alone on his birthday and decided to do something about it. He didn't just make Jamie smile. He gave him a birthday he'll probably remember for the rest of his life. And that's when I realized something. I don't want to marry someone just because they love me. I want to marry someone who treats the people I love like they're his own family. Someone who sees a little kid crying alone and doesn't hesitate to show up. So yes, my boyfriend made my little brother cry on his birthday. But they were happy tears. And that's the moment I knew. I'm marrying this man.